Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. If you don't mind sharing this out and you feel it's valuable and worthy of it, please do so. I'd love to get as many people on the scope and make a difference in life. Welcome. Please start telling us where you're coming in from and what part of the world or country and your first names, if you would. It'd be awesome, too. I'd love to know where you guys are scoping in from. Yeah, that's Monkeys for the Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year to all my replay viewers, Chinese family, friends out there in the world. I wish you all the best. Hope it's awesome. That's Monkeys. I love it. All right. Hey. Welcome. Let me get this adjusted here. Awesome. Jenny from Southern Indiana, welcome. Jay from Chicago, welcome. Thanks for joining the broadcast. Annie from Arizona, sweet. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, you guys. Please, if you feel this is worth sharing out, I would ask you to do that. I'm gonna get things set up here. Kathy from California, my neighbor. I'm coming to you live from SoCal here in Corona, California. Beautifully insane invited followers. Thank you so much, you guys. That's a huge blessing to me. I appreciate it. I think this is going to be one of my best scopes to date. I feel like it just deep in my heart and bones here. I'm excited about this one. I've been really thinking about this a lot, so I hope that you'll find it as powerful and valuable as I am finding it to be. I don't know, is that light? That's kind of a bright light. I don't know. Maybe that's better. Get a little less on. Bring up my eyes. Welcome, Madeline. Thanks for joining. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you for the follows and the shares. Again, I really cherish the shares. I don't want you sharing out a ton of times all day long and upsetting people and losing them because it's valuable and I really appreciate them. So when you've shared, it means a ton to me and I encourage you to hold it dearly. If you're not sure to share, that's okay with me. Tap hearts and keep me encouraged. Hey, I got your message. I'll be getting back to you for sure, Madeline. Thank you. All right. Anybody else that has not shared with where they're coming in from, what part of the world and country, I'd love to know. It's always encouraging to invite you guys in and get to know each other better. And Ballas and Missy, hey, awesome. I think Missy's coming from Idaho, right? TCG70ASL joined. Thank you for joining. Where are you guys coming in from? What part of the world or country? I'd love to know. How did I get the monkeys? It's Chinese New Year. Hey, Tom, right? What's going on, man? Texas is in the house. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Houston, Texas is in the house. Sweet. Thank you for inviting your followers. Appreciate that so much. It means the world to me, guys. Truly, it does. Thank you for the tap in the hearts. Thank you for the shares. It's wonderful. Ohio will be back in Michigan Wednesday. Oh, very cool. Right on. Family visit. Right on. Tom, yeah. Welcome, my man. Welcome. So like I was saying, I'm really excited about this scope. I just feel like it's going to be one of my best ones. Hopefully, I'm setting myself up for a big, tall order and task here. I'm Mr. Mom tonight, so I've got the family scope kind of thing going on. Huh? I got my Haley already. Why don't you go sit on the couch, okay?
Okay.
She's got her iPad, so you'll hear that in the background. It'll be background music for us, I suppose. All right. Anybody new? Type a 2 for me. Let me know who's new here that may not have ever been here before. Yeah, Haley's new. Okay, got it. Bars Kazuski joined. I think I said that. Bars Zuski. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining, you guys. 2222, right on, beautiful. And Tim Hull, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you. One last round here. Tell us where you're coming in from real quick, and then we're going to get started here. I don't want to waste your time because it's valuable, precious to me, and I really appreciate it. So, Jenny Jones, thank you. Cut. I like it. I'll go with cut. That's awesome. Where are we coming in from, guys? Share it on Facebook even. That's awesome. You can do that too. I appreciate it. Share the heck out of Twitter all you want. It never frustrate anybody or annoy them there because it just lasts for like a minute. So we can blast it all out there. That's great. But if you got followers that you are precious to and careful with, hey, Ohio's in the house, sweet. You guys, hold those shares. I don't want you sharing unless you really think it's valuable, okay? I really mean that. It means the world to me that you share minimally throughout your day so you don't, annoy people and lose people, because we really want to get people in on this, okay? So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, one last time. Anybody hasn't told us where they're coming in from? Going once, going twice, 3 times, sold to the last person, right? All right, so I'm going to do a proper introduction here. Again, welcome to my replay viewers. Thank you for holding out and being patient with us. We're going to get started now. My name is Eric Alber. I've been in the healthcare industry for 10 plus years, serving as a registered nurse. I'm also a licensed and certified nutritionist. I have also been on a personal health and fitness journey, restoring my own health in the last almost 4 plus years, 5 years going on. And basically my whole hope here is if you want to get healthy, you shoot me a follow, you follow me here. If you want to get your mind right, your heart right, your attitude, you want to get your body right, your inside balance, all that stuff, real information you deserve and the real results you desire for a ability to live your life well. That's my whole goal. And I try to bring you insider information from the healthcare industry stuff that I'm exposed to, sharing my passions with you. In love, I do this because I love you guys. I really want you to live a great life. I know you can, and you mean everything. You all have great value. Your greatness needs to be just displayed. This Periscope profile platform is beautiful for it. I encourage you to do it. So, that being said, let's talk about this healthcare weight loss industry. I've been in both now, one twice as long and the other one about half as long, like I said. And my biggest thing is it's broken. And the reason I say it's broken is because the root cause of whatever is ailing us or causing issue, in one sense, isn't really hit at the bedrock bottom. That's the number one issue I have. The second one is it's all set up to have you coming back. It's a comeback system. It's a dependency relationship that they build, period. That's the two main, there's lots of others, and I don't want to get into, I want to take like a 30,000 foot aerial view a little bit with this. I don't want to get too deep in the trenches. That's for if you want to email me, go to my website or whatever you want to do. Twitter me, I don't care. Is that what you call it? Twitter, tweet me? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You can, or put messages on here. We can talk individually, whatever, but I just want to kind of hammer the highlights on this because it's huge. And so, one of the things that I want to go through is a 3-step system here that I feel like if we did those 3 steps and kind of understood what we can do through the 3 steps, it could set you free for life, and you could have a plan that'll never fail you, and you have a true north in your life to always come back to. So first thing is, if you have a broken water line in your house, right, or a broken pump or a sewage problem, what do? Somebody type the answer. Give me your thoughts. What do you do when that happens? When it's broken, what do you do? What do you do? Call a plumber. Right. Okay. Fix it. Fix it. Huh. That's such a novel idea, you guys. You guys are pretty original here. You sure? You sure you fix it? I mean, really? Gosh, that just seems too simple. Exactly, you fix it. You get a flat tire. What do? Let me think on this a second. You fix it because you can't drive around on a flat tire. So why is it okay for the medical industry and the weight loss industry and all the supplement people to go around and not fix something? Instead we just want to cover it all. Exactly. Bam. Money, money, money. Jobs, I guess. I mean, I understand it's a tough thing. But when you've been on my side of the world, where I see people in the ER for 10 plus years with so much loss, all about money, right? And you see the pain, the destruction, just the body being so beat up and so destroyed because of trusting a system or bad. Yeah, it's a business like anything else. I hate to say it, it's true, I think. I love the doctors. Every doctor and nurse and everybody in the hospital that I rub shoulders with and hang out with, guys, they have the purest of hearts in the world. They want to help. They truly do. But when you get in a system, you're bound to a system, and the system dictates how you do that. That's just the way it is. Me, I'm slowly phasing out. I've gotten out of all clinical all I can. I talk to members on a phone call, doing phone triage now, and I do my best Hey, sneaks in late. That's all right. No problem. Thanks for joining, Matt. Missy, I appreciate it. So, you gotta. I got so tired. I was a full-on medical guy. Trust me. It was straight as an arrow, medical, until about 5-6 years ago in my own life when I hit my own dead end, choosing to follow the system's answers to my ails, and it left me broken, just like I said the system is. Weight loss is the same thing. Why do we need energy boosts? Why do we need to have fat burners? And I don't know, name some of them. I don't care what they are. Why do we need to have them? We shouldn't if we're doing things right. Number one is my argument. But the second thing is they don't solve the problem. They don't solve it. They mask the problem. I was on Prilosec for horrible heartburn. I mean, pain that would shoot out here and just kill me. I wanted my chest like 15 feet wide because it was so painful. It was awful. Well, I masked the problem. I dropped those pills every night and it was like, it's all gone. Beautiful, man. Let's partay. It's a temporary fix. Yeah. Worst idea ever. Amen, sister. Band-Aids, exactly. And they hurt coming off. And there's a good teaching tool in that. All of this is like a Band-Aid. You got to rip it off at some point, and it hurts, but it's well worth the hurt, I assure you. But yeah, so I was taking this stuff, and fast forward, and I've shared this before, and I'll do it really quickly. I was involved in a situation where I overheard a doctor talking to a patient twice my age saying, yeah, you're on that Prilosec. Perked my ears. I'm like, hey, I do that too. Yeah, exactly. Amen to that. That's exactly it in a nutshell right there, what Religious Toast Mike said. Absolutely. And so here I was listening to this conversation about Prilosec, and they're like, hey, we did a little scope down there and looked down inside and went, yeah, it's kind of working, but double up. My mouth freaking dropped to the floor. I think all time stopped for a minute, and I went, wait a minute. I'm half this person's age. I'm on the same medication, and they're doubling up now because it's sort of working? And I did my homework from there, turned my life around, realized, man, when you're dropping antacids, you're taking the acidity out of your gut that needs to be a 2 or a 3 at the most, and was driving up to 7, 8, basically alkaline. What breaks your food down at that point? Nothing. It rots. And if it doesn't get time to break down, it's going through the system unchewed, okay, and unbroken down. Gross. You think that's healthy for your lifestyle? I don't think so. Okay, so yeah, kids are taking it. It's horrible. It's horrible. I mean, people that are like by the time their age is 65 and they follow the medical systems program, they're ending up on about 7 different medications. And I get my conversations on the phone call that I do as a triage nurse for my members. They give me the usual 3: blood pressure, cholesterol, and sugar problem. Those are my usual 3, or old people's meds as they call it. The usual. What is this, norm at Cheers? No, there's no normal in that. So don't accept it. We don't have to. And especially if you're younger now, like Michael in here, and he's a young man in college. I saw his insanity pictures and what he's rocking his body out right now. That's a kid that's going to live forever. He'll outlive all of us. He'll be president 10 times over because there won't be any left. He's doing it smart. He's starting young. Do it now while you can. Do it. I don't care what age you are. It's never too late. You just have to start. And it has to be 1% of change at a time. Don't do the whole freaking animal. Don't chew the elephant all at one bite. You'll choke and die, and it won't be worth it anyway. So we got to do it step by step. So that's kind of where I'm at. And again, the supplementation industry, weight loss industry, get on Survivor. You'll lose all the weight you want. You'll lose muscle too and everything else. It's not healthy, but you can lose weight. So weight's not the issue, man. We do have to focus on it, but it's not the number one. Oh gosh, putting me on the spot. No, but thanks. Yeah, absolutely, man. I gotta highlight those that are doing the right things, especially when you're young, man. It took me till I was 37 to figure this crap out. Stupid. Just not slowing down and understanding and being wise and listening to people that could have been pouring into my life way before I got stupid. Okay, I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof in my early 20s. We all, some of us are, and some of us just get it. And I really commend you if you've lived a life full of healthy living, and keep it going because you'll outlive all of us. I assure you, it's worth it. So I want to talk about this 3-step process and this is where it gets into kind of what I do in terms of my custom nutrition plans and my nutrition qualifications and certified stuff through the Venus Nutrition Program a little bit, but it can apply to anything. And I try to keep it somewhat neutral so it's not so specific, but I can't help being passionate about it because 4 years of my life, I feel like I was literally begging on my knees, praying for this to come into my life, and God finally gave it to me. And that's how excited I am about it, because I was tired of the Band-Aid stuff that I was following into and wallowing out in the jungle of all the wall-to-wall shelves of herbs and all those things and supplements and vitamins and nutrients. It was so overwhelming, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, oh, I read that somewhere, I heard that on TV. And it was just chaos in my own head. And if it was for me being, thank you, yeah, I am passionate about this because it affects your life. And I don't like it. I really don't, guys. And somebody challenged me too over this past weekend to give everything that I can. Give my best to you as often as I can. Give it all out there and leave nothing left when the scope ends. And that's what I plan to do. I'm taking the challenge because I want somebody's life to be benefited. We get to heaven, baby. I want someone to go, thank God for you because you weren't scared to stand up. You weren't fearful of what might happen. You were willing to tell me the truth, and I listened and I changed my life. That's what we're talking about here. Amen? So, what I want to talk about is a big factor in this is your why. You got to have a strong why. You know mine, I just shared it. I don't want to go back to gut-rotting food in my gut and spilling out into my system and causing all kinds of problems. I really honestly believe a lot of our autoimmune issues are because we are what we digest, not what we eat. That's a joke. Okay? Okay, come on back, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting in there. I'm bringing it. Oh, man, I'm fired up. I'm telling you, I've been all weekend just chomping on this because I'm so friggin' excited about it. Because, if you could just be in my shoes for one shift in an ER and see some of the things I see, you guys, you'd understand. You really would. Yeah, I jumped. And when I scratch my nose, I'm lying. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. But anyway, seriously, I've just seen it, and a ton of it truly is an issue with diabetes. And this program that I love so much, it all balances that out, and so it really changes the game. But anyway, that's a tangent. I don't want to get into one. So what I was saying, the strong why. So you have to figure out your strong why. Because you know what? I can tell you right now, and here's another exciting, I stared out at a med student also, but shifted to exercise. Got it. Hey, I think we're in the right area here, okay? When you're in the med world, you get a little bit shackled. It's just the way it is, unless you step out and do your own thing, and then, boy, that's a tough haul, too. Surgical tech. Oh, I did surgery just before I moved here to California when I was living in Michigan, man. I loved it. It was awesome. Coach Jazz, welcome. Thanks for joining the broadcast. So, having motivation isn't enough, guys. The whole fitness industry, they pump that out there like it's going to just change everything. And I hear so many people, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've gotten so many people texting and emailing me, and when I go back and go, hey, how's it going? They're like, I don't have the motivation to do it anymore. What? It broke my heart because I'm thinking, this program, it works. This worked. I mean, you just get moving. You were doing so well like 30 days into it, and then 31st day you stopped? I don't have the motivation, man. You're right. They were so right. I didn't listen and understand until I did this, really thinking this through and really putting this together, realizing motivation is fickle. It's fleeting. It's temporary. It disappoints you. It's not a solid thing to balance on and say, I'm going to be motivated to do this for the rest of my life. You won't get there. You'll fail and fall on your face and skin your nose, I promise you. Because we all do, because life shows up and hurts us. It just does. It's real. Okay? So, it's a tumultuous, unsteady, bumpy, crazy, horrible ride at times, emotionally draining. And that's where motivation really depends on, is your emotions. What happens when they're in the toilet, guys? Motivation ain't going to be there. But what will? Your strong why. And I don't really have a way to define that why for you because it's everybody's individually. You have to find it. Mine was, I don't want to, and I've shared this many times, but it became about that illness that got me and being stupid with my health and the scary situation I shared that I was in. But more importantly, when I really broke it down, what I thought about more is my genuine gut, coming from the gut, pouring up to my heart, feeling it throughout my whole pores, the fear of dying ill. I mean it. There is no other fear on the planet that I'm truly, genuinely that scared to death of. You know, I just do not want to die ill. That's my why. When I sit there and kind of slack off and I go, oh, I'm not feeling so good, I'm thinking, oh man, I don't want. I know what those people look like in the ER that were lied to, made bad decisions, poor choices, whatever happened to them. I don't understand all their journeys, but when it happened, they got to that situation and they're like young still, man. We're talking like 45 sometimes and 50 years of age. I mean, I'm not far from that anymore. And I mean, to be just failing in my health, slowly on the decline, about barely, scratching at 60, and if I can hang on with one last fingernail. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it younger than that, unfortunately, but I don't want it. So my why is strong enough to keep me going when life sucks. Basically, you need to figure that out too. And I'd be happy if you were willing to share your why. You can email me at realhealthwitheric@gmail.com. Share your whys with me. I'd love to. I can encourage you guys. That's the number one thing. And then real quickly going to pop through just a few things. There's like 6 areas. Once you know your why, that's what my coaching is about. I help you figure out your why and really stay true to it. And, goals can change and that why can adjust a little bit. But it's just got to be strong. And if anything, it should get stronger as you meld it into something solid gold. And you say, that sits on the mantle and it's right here. And I see it in my eye vision all the time. I'm always shooting for that why, to hammer it. Because people will be inspired by your why too, guys. That's what's cool about a why. When it's strong enough, people feel that. You're feeling me, right? You guys have already kind of commented. You feel my why. You feel my excitement. Because it really resonates through your pores and it pours out in other people. And how many people can you change if you inspire that kind of excitement with your why being so strong? You'll help them develop theirs and have a reason to live. It's awesome. So the other areas that kind of funnel through, once you establish that foundation of why, you go to the next level up. And that's the second phase of the 3 parts I'm going to run through real quick here. And that is sleep. Sleep is number 1. Okay, it's the battery. Your endocrine system is dependent on your sleep. And so you need to get quality sleep because you got to recharge those batteries so that you are ready to set yourself up to win the next day. Number 2, your nutrition. I am a big advocate of PFC every 3, which stands for protein, fats, and carbs in balance. So it's meal frequency, it's macros balanced out, and it's a certain set of calories per that meal. Basic. You can go to my website, ericalbert.com. Look at the top. There's 2 programs there that I advocate for. One's an 8-week. If you need 30 or more pounds to lose, that's the one you want. If you really want to dial it in and get that 6-pack, if that's what your goal is going for, great. You want to get the 90-day program and the body confidence one. Why are you just finding me? I don't know. I'm glad you just found me, though. I've heard a lot about you, Coach Jazz. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming. So get in there and get that battery recharge and sleep. Get yourself eating the proper macros in proper proportions, because when you do that, your body's going to turn into a fat burning machine, and fat is like 3 times more powerful energy for our body and better fuel. There's 3,500 calories stored up in a pound of fat, man. How far can you go on a tank like that? A long ways. So sugar is not your answer. You don't need energy drinks. You don't need sugar cravings, kicks. You don't need a Snickers bar or a whatever. You don't need any sugar at all. You're blowing yourself out if you're needing that. When you hit the wall, it's too late. You need to eat before you fail. All right? So that's that. And then exercise. Once you turn your body into the proper machine burning fat, exercise burns that fat up as fuel, and your body goes, and you feel amazing. The other thing is there are supplements. And so I am a minimalist when it comes to supplements. Definitely, certainly recommend. Oh, well, thank you, Coach Jazz. I'll follow you back right now. There it is. Bam. All right. Got a follow out of that deal. We're good. Thank you, Coach Jazz. Appreciate that. So, supplements. One you can't get that you just, if you don't take it now, you're already lacking in it. And that's the omega-3s, guys. If there's one thing you take away from my scope right now, hello, go get your omega-3s. Take them every day. Take them every 3,000, 5,000 milligrams every day, because you do not get in your diet unless you suck down sushi and fish all day long and you live an Eskimo's life or something. You're just not going to get it in the foods that we get. I don't really have a brand. I got one. Maybe if I remember, I'll show it to you here in a second. I just got it. I haven't really settled on a brand. I'm still working that out, but the one I grabbed was one I liked because of the certain elements to it. So I'll grab that in a minute. But 8-week program, $60. Carlson's, there you go. Missy says Carlson's is a good one. I think mine's a pharmaceutical grade that I found on Amazon, which I thought was pretty dang cool. What about krill oil? Opinion? I think it's pretty decent. I think it's pretty pristine stuff. It doesn't taste bad at all. That's the thing, and you do have to be choosy when it comes to omega-3s. I don't want to get into it too deep, but there's a lot of rancid stuff out there. Don't trust this. People freeze them, and if they go opaque, they're like bad or something. Because it's an oil, it's going to be opaque. So that's a bad test. It doesn't work. You really want to cut it open, smell it. If it has a smelly, fishy smell, get rid of it. It's crap. If you cut it open and it has like a lemony scent to it, then they've scented it because they don't honor that their stuff's good either. Throw it out. It's crap. You want to cut it open and you want to have a sea smell, a slight sea smell, and that's all you need to know. Oh my gosh, Mark McDonald's on Facebook Live right now, and he's talking about a strong Y, you guys. So go check it out on Facebook, Mark McDonald. Awesome stuff. This is meant to be. I'm loving it. So anyway, the last two things. Water. You need to drink about a gallon to a gallon and a half. Guys on the higher end of it, but you want to try and get a gallon of water a day, because it assists your body's cells in doing the work. It also body temperature regulation, turgor of your skin, the look and feel of you. It's huge. And you get cravings, you get hungry feeling when you're actually thirsty, so you don't want that either. That'll screw up your plan too. The other thing was probiotics. I also advocate on supplements probiotics. I almost forgot, guys. Probiotics are very good for you. And in some cases, digestive enzymes, if you're really lacking and having a really bad gut, a lot of issues there. I talked about it on another one of my scopes. It's on catch.me/Eric Thomas Alber. You can find all my scopes there. I did one on digestion. It's pretty good. I may touch on it again another time. Yeah, probiotics are huge. Amy, yes. And probiotics from doTERRA I hear are pretty good. So that's another one if you're doTERRA, folks. The other thing, and then I always say the solution to pollution is dilution. That's my slogan with the whole water thing. You flush the toxin, you get rid of the crap, you keep your kidneys functioning really good, and you flush that bladder out. If you suffer from issues with UTIs or anything like that, especially you ladies, it's a big deal to really keep up on that water, keep things going. And you know, as age-related changes go, after 30, you start to decline in your kidney function just in general, guys. So the more you can keep them functioning strong and high, the better. And water's a big factor in that. And then the X factor really is, thanks, Coach Jazz. I love you too. Thank you so much. That means a million. Is stress. It's an X factor, guys. It's the fight or flight. You know, and even good stress is still stress. You keep that in mind, okay? So you really have to find a way to calm and just get rid of the phone, get rid of all the distractions, take 5 minutes, breathe, slow down, prayer, write in a gratitude journal. All of those things, you need to find time to decompress a little bit, because it can undo everything I've shared to this point. If you guys, you can undo everything. So you really, really want to be careful and de-stress and find ways to stress relieve. If running and exercise does that for you, because it's a great antidepressant already, go for it. If going for that walk is great, if going to see that beautiful sunset's good, if even if watching a movie does that for you, whatever it is, learn it, find it what it is that settles you down, because you're going to need that, because you don't want to undo everything. I have to book the de-stressing breathing techniques. That's why I work out. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for joining. If you're just joining, meditation, absolutely, prayer, all of those things are huge. Good reads, just sometimes sitting in quiet. Just sitting in quiet and listen to the crickets chirp, or the frogs croak, or the breeze blow. Whatever. Those things are all important. It's just you need to take that downtime, because if you're in constant fight or flight, that makes you sick in itself, guys. It really does. And it's almost like pain. You just have to believe someone. When they say my pain's an 8 out of 10, we have no way to really truly measure it other than what you say it is. What is this quiet you speak of? I know, right? I got 5 kids. I know what you're saying. It's fleeting at times, or lots of times. Kids, exactly. You hear the background noise right now. I can't even get away from it. Hello. Anyway, so Then, the thing I love about this nutrition program, that's 8 weeks or 90 days that we do, got 3 kids, yeah, you understand. The thing I love about it is, well, hey, Emily, welcome for joining. Sorry, we're about 3/4of the way into it, but hey, we're talking about getting a strong enough why. If you just joined, you got to have a strong why to be healthy and live a healthy life. And then you also need to have your sleep, your nutrition, your exercise, supplements, water, and stress factors all kind of balanced out, done right. Go back and review the scope. It'll help you out. Then you take those 2 things that I just talked about, and then the third thing that you want to bring in, and that's what I love about, again, my nutrition programs that we share here and really advocate. Like I said, I was on my knees begging for this, and I feel really excited about it because it takes your whole life. This factors your life. This is not a nutrition plan. This is not an eating plan. This is not a meal plan. This is not a grocery list. This is not a 90-day something and then you're done and you're like a bad date left out in the middle of nowhere with this bad date that went wrong and you don't know what the heck to do now. It doesn't do that to you. This is a life plan. It's a living plan. As you change, so does it. That's the beauty of it. And you get me as your coach to help you out. You create a lifestyle of this because it addresses lifestyle. That's what I was getting into. There's a 4-quadrant section in here for you that I don't really feel like you can balance per se, because I think you operate in your strengths and you need to delegate where you're weak. You don't really try to do everything because you won't be able to. You'll fail at something, right? I mean, something always has to give. So you got to pick. And these 4 areas really, if we work to balance these out as much as possible through those things I already talked about, will be huge. And that is, we already covered part of it, which is health. So when you have those 6 things, the sleep, your nutrition, your exercise, your supplements, your water, and your stress under control and working through this really well in whatever plan you choose. Again, I advocate mine because it is where this all comes from, partly and mostly, and I know it works because it's doing it for me. But again, if you find something that works for you, just make sure you can do it for life. That's what I always say. When you evaluate what you're going to do for your health, you have to ask yourself, can I do this for my life before I decide to jump in? Do your homework, research it. Google's great for that. The second thing I always ask you to do is research what you're going to get into and ask if it makes sense. Does it make sense? Can I really do this? Does it physiologically make sense? Does it emotionally make sense? Does it fit my lifestyle? Can it be a lifestyle? Those are all important things you want to do before you start something. I jumped in head first on all this crap all the time. I did yo-yo dieting. I've done intermittent fastings. I've done the shakes and the pills and the thrills and all those stupid things. I've tested them all because I wasn't smart. I didn't slow down and think it through. And so I encourage you not to do what I did. Okay? I feel your pain in that if you have. Stop. You can stop today. Weird juice diets, right. You want smoothies, no juice. Smoothies. The juice is great, but it's not the whole thing. You want the smoothie if you're going to do juicing type stuff. Go with a smoothie. It's huge. Add your proteins in there, whatever. So the other 3 quadrants that we need to cover real quick, and then we're done, is lifestyle. What you do for fun. What you do for your health and your established health and exercise and feeling good and all that. It needs to function in your lifestyle when you have fun. You have to know that it's so true and north and you're so committed to it that it's a part of how, like breathing, blinking your eyes on just without control, that when you go have fun, you still use that as your filter. You can have fun and get off plan, but you know that you're going to come back to it because you believe in it, you're sold in it, your why is strong enough, you got it. So that's how you need to know that it's going to support you through a lifestyle thing. It's also got to be able to support you through relationships. There's tons of things that happen there. Yeah, second nature, right. Moving outdoors, like it, nice. Because you have to be able to micromanage these areas, essentially is what it comes down to. And your plan has to be able to be flexible to do that. And so, and life's going to show up, as I stated already. And in relationships, there's a lot of heartbreak at times, there's a lot of emotional stress, there's a lot of disappointments, there's a lot of joy that goes on too, and a lot of celebration and excitement, and there's all kinds of things that happen in relationships, and you need to be able to know that you're going to be so grounded in what you know and believe and true to yourself. You got to learn to cope. Exactly. Right on. Yes. And you just need to know through that storm you can keep. I always look at it like the horror flicks, I don't ever understood how, the people being chased by the killer could just run, and every time they always fall too, which is stupid. That's another side note. But they just run. All of a sudden this guy's just like boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And all of a sudden he's still behind them. I don't ever understand that. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, point being is I always see it kind of like that. You just need to be able to do that. Everybody else is doing all the tortoise and hare like type thing. The hare is running all over crazy, losing his head. You're just steady like a heartbeat, faithfully going through it, man. Yeah, why are women always in heels? Exactly. Just stupid. I don't get it. That's why Geico did that commercial with all hid behind the chainsaws, right? When the chainsaw murderer was there, like, and he had the rolled eyes, like, seriously? That was exactly what I think. Like, how stupid can you be? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so, you know, like I said, that's the key thing. You got to be able to be steady through the storm. And that's what it teaches you. That's when you get it right. And not only that, your work job is going to create that stress. It's going to create fluctuation. Times are going to be busy when you got the 30-page report to do, or you got the balanced budget you got to get out, or you got to schedule a bunch of people for a huge event, or you got to travel. Oh my goodness. What do you do when you travel, right? I mean, these are all real things that happen. When you get me through these programs as your coach, I help you figure that stuff out. We work this out together. And your plan should do that too. So I'm asking you to evaluate your plan now if you have one, or if you don't have one, consider mine. Okay? I've tried a bunch. I really feel like this one's a, God send to me. That's my own personal opinion and my humble opinion. That's okay. I'm going to stick to it. It's my story, my scope. Anyway, the last thing I was going to say on that is if you follow the healthcare industry's plan, which masks and Band-Aids and gives you pills and just kind of makes you go away, so to speak, like throwing crap to bread to a duck. I mean, or a bird or something. I mean, it's just what it feels like sometimes. Like, if they don't have time, that's what the industry does. That's their plan. If you want that plan, go for it. I'm not saying it's a bad one. I'm just saying it's not for me. But the other thing, that and then the supplementation weight loss industry with all of its thrills and pills and oils and potions and lotions and all these things that they want you to just take to mask your other side or get you some fix and some weight loss, they don't permanently do it. As soon as you stop doing those excitement things or the things they offer you, you're going to fail because it's not a plan. It's an antidote. It's a little temporary Band-Aid of sorts, I guess. That's the best way to say it, right? So my thinking is when you use either of those plans, you start, if this is where your peak could be, you're going to start out down here already. And then, is it bad that I make fun of kids that are fat? Well, I think so. I think you're mean-spirited if you do. All my rhymes. Anyway, I loved the Fat Boys when I was a kid. Not that meant anything. I don't know. I just love that dude. He was always hilarious. I don't remember his name. But when you start down here low using the weight loss industry or supplementation way of living, or you take the healthcare industry's plan, when these things in your life happen to you in your lifestyle, you go have fun, you get off track, you can really go a long ways off track and you really get in trouble. If you have relationships and struggles and things that go stupid on you, and that loss of a life, death in a family, of course, or a loved one breaks up with you, a divorce, a kid's, stress, all the things that make relationships challenging, then you're already suffering at that point if you start with their plans, right? So you don't start at a high level and endure a little bit of pressure and then get back. You're already here, and so how you can see where, bam, I'm off the screen, man. I'm not even on radar anymore. I'm so low because my struggle started here already, struggling with my health, not taking care of it or masking it and being silly. And bam, now that life event happens and you just derail. I mean, how do you think I see people coming in at my age, 40s and mid-40s and that, with heart attacks, guys? Didn't happen by accident, okay? They started here, and that stressful event, which stress is a huge component, and it really causes a lot of problems with strokes and heart attacks. I've seen enough to know. Trust me as a nurse. Believe me, you. That was just insane. And so they start here, and that event goes bam, boom, heart attack, stroke, diabetes out of control, whatever, suicide's attempt because they're so low and so depressed. I mean, all of it is real. And we got to stop Band-Aiding, and we got to stop just throwing crap at it like bread to a duck, so to speak, just to satisfy it for now and just get us a little further down the road, because that further down the road is going to be a freaking cliff. There ain't going to be a bridge there. But I'm offering you a bridge right now to greatness and a better life, to live life well if you'll choose to follow with me, okay? I'm here for you. realhealthwitheric@gmail.com. You can find me there. ericalbert.com has my 2 nutrition programs. They're $60 freaking dollars. Dirt cheap for a lifestyle and a lifetime of great health and living healthily. Okay? Boo. Okay. Are you scaring me? Because it didn't work. I'm really scared of ill health. I'm not scared of the boo. All right. So, recap real quick. You need to have a strong enough why. You can choose to follow the medical industry. You can choose to follow the supplements, weight loss industry, and buy their stories, and you can live to whatever point that gets you. Or you can take a true approach, and you can get your health right and be intentional, but find a strong enough why, because motivation will fail you, friends will fail you, Facebook groups will fail you. You need to have a why that's so strong that it just doesn't matter who or what is with you. You get me as your coach, I'll help you. I'll help you as I've helped others, and I'm helping others now. I will give you everything I got, and I'm going to continue to give it to you here as well. You need to balance, you need to get good sleep, you need to eat right, which is the PF3, protein, fats, and carbs in balance, as I stated earlier. You need to exercise, move. I don't care. It doesn't have to be P90X insanity and triathlete stuff, okay? Just go for a walk. That's a great start. Supplements, you need your omega-3s. Absolutely must have omega-3s, because you don't get them. If you don't take them now, you don't have them. You're depleting it, and you need it. Okay? Consider taking probiotics as well for your gut health. All right? And then water. Drink lots of water. Solution to pollution is dilution. Drink it up. Gallon to a gallon and a half should be where you want to be every day. Stress. Find ways to decompress, get out of that stress mode. The fight or flight, constant everything will just ruin everything. Oh man, get a life, dude. Jeez. I'm not the CIA, whatever that means. And then you need to be able to know that your health is good, and that's one quadrant of the 4 I talked about. Lifestyle, when you have fun, you need to know that your plan's not going to fail you. You need to know that in your relationships, when the ups and downs, the positives, the marriages, the births, the deaths, the struggles, the breakups, the heartbreaks, everything in between, you need to know that your plan's going to keep you in the middle, not down low and crushed in health and everything else to go with it. You need to know that you have a plan that's going to get you through that. And you need to also know that your job's not going to kill you. Okay? You need to know that, because that is a place where a lot of people that I saw in the ER came from. Job-related stuff. Don't own the job. Own the job, don't let the job own you. You need to be in control, and you aren't going to be in control if you start out down here with your stress and your health and everything failing and ailing and struggling. You're not going to give it your best anywhere in those other areas of your life. You got to be able to do that, and you got to have a good health to do it. So go get your strong why. Email me if you're interested in knowing more or just want to talk about it. I'm here. I love you guys. I thank you for your time and attention. I think we probably ran a little longer than I planned, but goodness, I needed to do this. I love it so much. I wanted to get it out there. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Thank you for your time. Thanks for the shares, the follows. If you want to get healthy, do follow me. Swipe up on the Android, right to left on your iOS device, and follow me. I'll bring this stuff. I'm going to try and be 1% better tomorrow than I was tonight. That's my goal, and I pray that's yours. Take care.